Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to another show, another match preview with John Sinclair TV. Tonight, I've got Louise, first timer from East Sussex, or Sussex somewhere. Big up to you, Louise. What's going on?
So first of all, I'm not from Sussex. Let's get this right. I'm from Newcastle.
Newcastle, I'll always, living in Sussex.
Always be from Newcastle, but yeah, living in Sussex. I'm actually closer to Brighton than I am to Newcastle at the minute.
Oh, I do apologise. I thought you came from Newcastle. I was wrong, but originally for Newcastle. But there you go. I do apologise. Not a good start, but hey ho, I get it right. Oh man, you can have a bit of a gap in it. There you go. So welcome to you, Louise. How are you feeling? You okay?
I am okay. I think there's a load of apprehension for the match on Thursday. And I probably would use this platform to say we need to get a grip. If you look at the match in context of the last 10 years, 20 years, okay, it's massive. If you look at it in context of what we've got to come, it's not that huge a deal. I think we're so used to not having this that it's so precious that we're scared of losing it. And actually, we need to take a breath. We need to believe we're not going to lose this. This is the beginning. And so I would say it's like if you go up to take a penalty and you doubt yourself and you get nervous. It feels like that's what the fan base is doing at the moment. And we so need not to have that doubt. We need to be confident. We need to be sure. We need to be the 12th man on Thursday that we usually are. And forget the nerves. We are entitled to be there because of the way that the play has gone on, the things that we've done on the pitch. So we need to just get right behind the team and stop with any of the doubts that are creeping in.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's just all it is, right? We've never been in this position for the past 20 years. All we got to do now is just do our stuff, just do exactly what you've been doing, win games, defend properly, and hopefully get some goals in, and don't be scared of teams like Brighton on Thursday. Let's hope that we get the 3 points. It's going to be difficult, but we will give a takeover. We're at home, under the lights, and we got to let them know that we want to get Champions League.
Absolutely. It's a big game. It should be a good game. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be tight. But we've got to take, on the pitch and off the pitch, we've got to take control.
Absolutely. I could go for the comments as well. All right, please, if you've got any questions for Louise, just ask her the question and she'll be quite happy to do so. Please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to super chat, it is open. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. Before going, Gary's comments as well. House rules as well, please remember to keep comments respectfully, no all caps duplicates, no discussing or promoting other channels, and that's going to be pushed by me, and I'm Monster Mod. Right, you enjoyed the show, thank you from me, and hi to Leslie. Please hit the likes and share your socials. Thank you so much indeed. Got one from Gary D as well. Hi to Gary. It's great to see you on the Steve Rear show last night, John. It was really enjoyed it, and watch it as well. The link is out there as well. Hi to Jules as well. Welcome to the chat. Support the channel. Super chats available bottom right, and you can join the channel for just 99p. Thank you very much indeed, Leslie. Hi to Duno. It's love to see you again last night. Really enjoyed it. And hi to you, Duno. Hope you're okay, mate. Hi to Renee as well. Welcome to the chat, mate. Hi to Andrew DB. Welcome to the chat, mate. And great to see everyone on the other channel last night. Thank you very much. It was fantastic. And I got more comments as well. And through tonight, which is fantastic. Just keep them coming in. Good evening to Gary D again. Hi to Lottie. And she's a big Arsenal fan. Glad you are live tonight. Prepared for the podcast myself. Hope you're well, and welcome Louise.
Thank you.
She's lovely. She's on my prediction show. She's going to be on it tomorrow night. And Newcastle need to win. I'm going to do board and call for Wilson hat-trick for this one. Lottie, I'll tell you what, if he scores a hat-trick, I'll tell you something now. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that'd be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Good evening to Alan. And hi to Russ, another Arsenal fan. Good fashion, John, lad. We will be. Don't you worry about that. The tables does not lie. Hi to Mason. Hi to Jan as well. And hope he's absolutely fine. So, yeah, I mean, look, like I said, it's the first time on my channel. So can you tell us how long you've been in Newcastle for and what made you support Newcastle United?
When you're born in... Hang on, I've lost you.
No, what is sort of thing? How long have you been a Newcastle fan for, and what's been your greatest moments?
It's hard to think about over all the years. So I've been a fan ever, since I was a tot, because I think when you're born in Newcastle, there's only that one team. I mean, there's Gateshead, and my southern team now is Hanwell. But when you're in Newcastle, you only have that one team. And I first went to the match when I was probably less than 10 years old with my dad and my brother, my brother's mate, who's probably listening. And then after that, I started to go with my friends from school. And then after that, with my first husband, and we had a season ticket. And then after I finished my studies, I spent my student grant on my season ticket. And then after I finished university and I moved south, I lost.
Oh, you lost Louise. She'll come back in very, very soon. Like, do apologize. Louise will come back soon. Hopefully, she's just lost the reception there. It all happens, done it? Got one from, please keep those questions coming in for Louise. Louise, click on the link again. I'll get you back in again. And Tony said, we will smash Leicester on Monday night, as they'll do. Yes, we will. Question for Louise. I'm going to hold that thought done in a little bit as well. And I got one through Brighton, loses to Forest and Everton. Can't go unpunished. Hello to you, mate. I hope you are absolutely fine. And I think we'll draw with Brighton and beat Leicester and Chelsea. We need to win those games. We need to win both home games if we can. Big up to Joe. Hi to Joe. Up the Villa. I knew you said that. I hope you got a job, mate. Beat Liverpool on Saturday. It's as simple as that, mate. Louise is back.
I'm back. Sorry, don't know what happened.
Hello, can you just get yourself up a little bit? I could only see your face.
Not better. That's a bit better.
A bit. Try there. We've got a question from Dunil as well. Big up to Dunil, by the way. Question for you. What was your first ever game with St. James's?
Do you know, I can't remember I remember the feelings rather than the stats. So I remember one of the memories that I've got is standing with my dad, and he had the program on his head like that, and the rain was bouncing off it and was bouncing down his nose and off his glasses. Yeah. And he was saying, I'm never going to watch this lot ever again. This is not like it was in my day, which is probably what every dad says, right? So that was when he allowed me and my brother to go by ourselves after he was sort of just standing there in the rain after he'd been at work all day, taking his kids along and not really enjoying it. So that's when I remember that. Obviously, I remember the entertainers, absolutely amazing and unbelievable times. Yeah. I remember going away. First time I went to Grimsby and having fish and chips, because you've got to have fish and chips if you go to Grimsby. I remember going to West Ham and being amazed that the West Ham Stadium then was right in sort of streets of terraced houses, and then there's the stadium, it's right there in the middle of them. So I remember the feelings of things like that more than I remember who scored or what the match was. But it's awesome times, absolutely. But I don't think I've ever known a team as inspiring as this team.
Yes, Absolutely. Eddie has done a wonderful job. We're going to talk about Eddie Howe as well. We're going to talk about a match preview as well along the way. Lottie, question for you from Lottie. Louise, what do you think Newcastle need to add to the team over the summer to really compete further next season?
We need some strength in depth, because if we get injuries, then that's a problem. I think we're massively missing Sean Longstaff, and I probably didn't think I'd ever say that, but we massively have missed him. It's hard to say we need any more up front, because at the minute we're juggling them. And our defence, there are some people who might say that maybe we need to replace Dan Burn. I can't even say it. I can't bring myself to say it, because he's been so amazing for us. He's done such a good job. He's so passionate about it. Could I say that? Maybe, as well as.
Right. There's been a comment as well, sort of thing. It's just being disrespectful. Can't just make yourself pretty clear, right? I'm not going to mention who it is, right? But someone in the comments, right, is being disrespectful to Elise. Can you cut it out, please? Yeah, or else you're going to be banned permanently. Okay, just for let you know. Okay. This channel is supposed to be absolutely fantastic, and if you want to do that kind of thing, cool. But it's not going to happen in my channel. Okay. So sorry, Lou. Carry on.
That was it, really. I think we need more strength in depth. I think we do need to go to the market. I think we need more international players to strengthen us for when we are in Europe. But yeah, in Eddie we trust. I'll let him decide who we need.
Yes, in Eddie we trust. Get in.
In Eddie we trust.
In it. Get in. 5 top class players needed if we get Champions League. That's a max debate. I have to agree. We need about 6. We need a CDM. That's important. My all-time favourite game was Newcastle 5, Man U 0. Yes, that's lit. Absolutely lit. And know what you mean. Eddie 8 was 9 points. Let's just chatting to Lottie there. Brighton match grew either way. On the bright side, a Chelsea mate of mine said the Toon will come away with 3 points at Stamford Bridge. Beats fighting against relegation. That's for Nick. Nick, I hope you are correct. And Tom and Lottie are going at it as usual. And it'll be mega hard last 2 games, mate, but we believe we can do it. Hope you send those Foxes down next Monday. We'll do our best. Sorry, Chris, Leicester till die for your listening. Hi to Coffee as well. He's a regular as well. Right, let's go on to the last week's game. Leeds to Newcastle 2. I mean, we dropped 2 points in my opinion. Are you happy with a point, or do you think we should have won the game?
We should have won it. We absolutely should have won it. We had the chance. You got to feel for Trips, haven't you?
He looked leggy,
well, he did, but also that deflection. So yeah, you got to feel for him. We should have won it. I don't think it's a disaster that we didn't.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, you can't win all the time. I can't lie, but this is the games you should win, because if you won that game, right, all you have to do is beat Leicester. Beat Brighton, or get a point against Brighton, beat Leicester, and I would have got us Champions League. But in my opinion, it's been a cracking season. I'm not going to call us spotter jobs at all if we don't make it. Do you know what I mean? However, next season, we need to improve as well. We definitely need a left back. We don't need a CDM, another striker as cover, a centre back. We could do another left winger. We're going to have to improve the team, because Champions League has been coming here and we need to improve.
We need to improve the whole team, but I think what they've done for us this season, I don't like to call anybody out really on it, because they have been incredible. Some of the homegrown talent, the talent that was festering before Eddie Howe came, plus the amazing young lads that he's brought in. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, what it is, right? I mean, look, I mean, we've been brilliant. I mean, we've got money to spend in the summer, 110%, and we're not going to be wasting money. We're after this guy from Leipzig as well, and Zabolazai, if I pronounce his name right, and they want 70 million euros, 60 million quid. And according to Luke Edwards today, they said that Newcastle refused to pay that kind of money.
I think there's a whole load of rumour. We just have to wait and see. And usually what happens is the person that we sign is not somebody who was particularly on the radar. Quite interesting to see that Dan Ashworth was in the crowd last night. So, interesting to see what will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Ghosts and comments as well. Please keep them coming in. So Bobby Robson's reign, my favourite time next to entertainers time. I mean, I really enjoyed Sir Bobby's football 110%. And I'll tell you something as well. It's just so fantastic to watch. I mean, players like Ron Robert, Shearer, Gary Speed, Kieran Dine when he's match fit. Yeah. Nikos Dabisas as well. You know, Nobby Solano, what a player in this time.
Well, you're going back a bit, but I go back further. So, you know, like I had a real soft spot for Lee Clark, Steve Howe, Steve Watson. You know, those are the players that I remember, the Geordie ones particularly, Gaza, Beardsley, Waddle, you know, going back to those times as well. And it's such a shame that people didn't have that experience. People who are younger than me didn't get to experience those years.
Absolutely. Totally agree there. Definitely needing more players for whatever Euro competition you play in the summer. I have to agree there. It was a great game on Saturday, as everyone was disappointed. Yeah, I mean, it was a good result for you, Tom, because you needed 3 points against us as well. It would have been so different if Patrick Bamford scored from that penalty as well. Hi to Jules as well, mate. I hope you're absolutely fine and having a good time. And I've got a question for you from Jules as well. How's your outlook on Thursday's game changed since Brighton beat Arsenal?
I hope they're tired. is one thing. I think it'll be tight, but hopefully they've you know exhausted themselves. They haven't had a lot of chance to train. They've got to travel up, so hopefully. But on the other hand, I don't want to rely on that. I want us to be able to beat them fair and square, you know, evenly, and we should be able to do that. We should be able to do that. But I think it'll be close. So no, my view hasn't really changed. One thing I was just going to comment on the Leeds game, was absolutely amazing. When they both sort of Newcastle fans and Leeds fans showed their respect for Gary Speed. That was special.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Gary, and I tell you what, we miss you so much, and he's been fantastic for Newcastle United, and he's been influential in the midfield. He is fantastic. I mean, no frills, but he gets the job done.
Yeah, but that respect amongst all of the fans together, I thought was really nice.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Big up to Gary Speed. Rest in peace, bro. For 3 weeks running, I say this. Joe Linton must play on the left midfield. That's in Yan. And I tell you what, I would not be surprised if he plays. It's as simple as that. I mean, look, Joe Linton's been fantastic. Talk about Joe Linton. When he first came, he was the worst signing in history. 40 million quid, right? Since Eddie Howe came in, right, he's done absolutely wonders with this guy. I mean, this guy is a powerhouse in the midfield, wherever you play him. On the left, in mid, he's a powerhouse. And he presses as well.
But I think that's telling because we've been missing Longstaff. I think in that time, we've really been missing Longstaff. So with him, then, and there's a chance. I think there's a chance. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Janelle about the strength in depth.
Yes.
But I think there's a chance that Longstaff might be back, and I'd love to see that.
Such a Longstaff. I mean, under Eddie's been absolutely brilliant this season. He really has, Louise, because all it is, right? I know, I'll be honest with you. Quite a few months I wasn't a fan of him because he's just not, ain't going to be good to take so he want to be. But he has been magnificent for us as well. And Bruno missed him so much. And I tell you what, we could have done with him for the last couple of games. It would have made a difference. As long range shooting, I like his long shooting as well. I love his tenacious in the midfield. It's long shooting. That's what I love about Sean.
One of the things that I had seen recently is that he was stepping up, supporting trips in a sensible way, in sort of having arguments with the rep discussions, maybe with the referee, making sure that the players were calm and that he was acting as a deputy captain. And I was kind of surprised to see that authority in him. But I love it. More of that.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I think you should give him a new contract as well. And he's worth everything as well. I like Sean Longstaff. And I'll tell you what, he has improved. Eddie Howe's turned into a quality player. It's not just him, Joe Linton, Jacob Murphy. I mean, Jacob Murphy needs to mention as well. I mean, this guy, right? I mean, that's a couple of good games, one poor game, comes back. I mean, for me, right? I mean, his work rate has been fantastic.
It's the heart as well that he puts into it. You've got to love the humour, but the heart that he puts in, the passion. You know, his family's from the area, and he feels it. It's his boyhood club as well. So I think he has been amazing. I don't know the secret sauce that Eddie's got that he's adding to this leadership, but his leadership is absolutely amazing. He's talked about making the lads all feel that they could talk to him about anything in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
In my business life, I'm pretty much a fan of servant leadership, where you put the needs of the staff first so that they can do a great job for you. And I think in some of the ways that Eddie's brought the team together as a team, you know, the team photograph that we see at the end of every match where they've played well, that kind of spirit, that, you know, they're a group of people who trust each other, and that comes through in the play. And he's given them confidence in themselves. Yeah, he is awesome. I wouldn't swap Eddie. I know there are others who would. I wouldn't swap Eddie.
Definitely not in a minute. Like, no way. He's got to be given a chance in European football and see how he does there. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I mean, I had people said to us, Eddie Howe's not a big enough name to take Newcastle United forward, but I don't believe that for a second. People say go and get for me. If Eddie Howe is going to be replaced for me, I'd take Diego Simeone all day long, or Don Carlo. Yeah, with us. But let's say we don't go into that far. Eddie is the man. Give me a new deal.
Can't even think about it until Eddie leaves to manage England. He's with us.
Exactly. Yes. If not, we replace you then, Louise, as Newcastle manager. You do a cracking job.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be your number 2. Is that a deal?
That's a deal.
Number 2. So I'll do the tactical side. Big up to Jules, by the way, who's set at Brighton, and hopefully we will replicate similar with Dan and Co. We're going to touch on Newcastle, right? I mean, we're playing Brighton on Thursday, right? And if you was the manager, right, who would you take? Who would you play in your team? Would you make the changes, or would you play? Would you pick something different?
I'd keep the back 4. Absolutely. Yeah. I would bring back Longstaff if we could. And then I thought you might ask me this question. I have no idea. Do I like Wilson and Isaac together? I'm not sure yet. Miggy's back and fit, and I think he'll be really hungry to get back in. I can see their Lee Clark sometimes on the Steve Race shows coming up. Yeah.
Oh, I love to get Lee Clark as well.
Oh yeah, amazing. I don't know. I know Gordon gets a lot of stick. I think Eddie's turning him around. He will turn him around. I thought he chased back a bit more when I saw him at the weekend. So that was better. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't get paid Eddie's money to decide who of those guys should play or how they should play. All of them will do for me.
Yes, absolutely. For me, I was thinking.
What would you do? Who would you have?
Well, I keep it back 4. The midfield, if Sean Longstaff comes in, he's in, but I don't think he'll be playing on Thursday for me. It's going to have to be Bruno, even though he's not 100% fit. You're going to have to persevere with Bruno, yeah, because he's one who can make a difference, yeah. Joe Willock, I'll play him on the left. Then again, we're going to have 2 midfielders. Willock is one of them. And if Sean Longstaff is not fit, then we have to bring Joe back in the mid. And on the left side, I'll bring ASM. On the right side, if Jacob Murphy is fit, I'll play Jacob. And up top, I will start with Isak. That's the 4-3-3 for me. But at the end of the day, right, I mean, Brighton, I've got a cracking team there. I like their team. I like Caicedo. I love this guy. I tell you what, just slap the 80 million quid for this guy in the summer. Bring him in. Him and Declan Rice. One of the 2 I'll take. But Caicedo has been fantastic. Toma has been fantastic as well on the left side. Kieran Trippiers going to have a tough time against him on Thursday night. I really, truly believe that. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, the back 4 is quite solid. Lewis Dunk is the leader at the back. Jason Sterling Gore, I mean, he's a capable keeper, but we need to press him as well.
His distribution, though, one of the things, his skill is in his distribution. So that's something that we're going to have to watch out for on Thursday. Yeah. Colwell on loan. Ready? How Harry Redknapp's just described him as a Rolls-Royce player.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree because I tell you what, right? I mean, what De Zerbi has done at this football. I mean, I love Italian football, and when he used to manage Sassuolo, right? He's there for 3 seasons, right? And this guy, I watched his progress, and I said to myself, this guy is going to be one of the top managers in Europe. And I've said that whoever gets him deserves him. And Brighton got there first, and got him when Graham Potter decided to move on to Chelsea. De Zerbi. That guy is absolutely fantastic. He plays a pressing game. We all know that. The bottom line is, right, he just has to press, and they're so risky playing the ball out from the back. But I tell you something, it comes off for them.
Yeah, so they play similar to us in terms of playing proper football, short passes. Yeah. I think you're right. He does like, the opposition to press him. Well, be careful what you wish for, because hopefully we'll be doing plenty of pressing on Thursday night. How could that leave us vulnerable? How do we counter that? That's his strategy.
Yeah, he needs to figure. So if we press too high against these, we probably get ripped apart, because I tell you what, they have got pace off. And you got Mituma, and you got Enriso, Julian Enriso, scored the first goal against Arsenal. He's a fantastic player. He got big, even Ferguson as well. He's going to bully our back line as well. He could either roast us like a turkey or hot them, and sure, we have to put a number on him. But at the end of the day, right, we got to defend properly, Lou. If we don't defend properly, we could be in trouble, because this team can score goals.
And normally, up until very recently, that defence has been a surety, and we haven't had to worry about that. Of late, there have been some things that are a little bit more concerning, but hopefully we'll be strong. I don't know why that is, that maybe it's just fatigue. I mean, they have worked so hard. They've put so much into it. Maybe they're all just a little bit tired, and we're ready for the end of the season, but they've got to just keep going for just a little bit longer. You talked about Bruno. He is playing injured, and it shows. But he has to keep going. I worry about what that'll do to, could that lead to a long-term injury? I guess Eddie wouldn't play him even though we need him, if that was the case. And even though he is playing with an injury and he's certainly not himself, he's still doing brilliantly. If you look at the stats from Leeds, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bruno's been fantastic, but Eddie knows what he's doing. If he's not fit, he will not play him at all whatsoever. I did have 36 people watching live. Thank you very much indeed. Chatters, please, smash the likes. If you smash the likes, then it helps us out a long way. Thank you very much indeed. And also follow Louis E. Thompson on her Twitter as well. She's going to give the social send of the show. We can upgrade Longstaff. He'll still get a lot of matches because of Europe and Cups. Yeah, I have to agree. We definitely need 1 or 2 midfielders in as well. Just shout to Jan. Eddie Howe makes Murphy into Mourinho. You know what? It's a coffee, right? He loves a laugh, right? I love him, right? He comes out with some, funny things, which is great for us. But listen, at the end of the day, Coffee's a great guy. He really is a great guy. Always watches his channel. Wherever I go, he's always there. Get your cues for Louise Peeps, great guest. She is indeed. Toon heading to Turin. Let's effing go to Turin. That's been confirmed. Not it'd be nice. We need Diaby. To pay the 60 million quid. Jacob Murphy has also defined and proved he has indeed. Louise, Tino Asprilla or Les Ferdinand?
Tino. I think Les coming in took an edge off for me. Yeah. Tino all the way.
Tino. Togetherness has been a big factor of the season. That's done 0. 12th man Toon. Big up to you, my guy. Who's your favourite ever Toon player and why? Is it Shearer?
It's not Shearer. I probably should have thought. It's the ones who play with all the heart for me. They don't necessarily have to have all the talent. It's the ones with all the heart. So I go back to the ones that I've already named, really, some of the homegrown talents, some who really care. Andy Cole was definitely one of my favourites. And probably when I was saying things changed a bit when Les Ferdinand came in, that's probably one of the reasons why I think that, really. I absolutely loved Andy Cole.
Absolutely. Andy Cole was great when he cost 1.75 million from Bristol City to us, and then he went to United for 7 million quid with Kiki Gillespie. But the thing is that the moment we sold Andy Cole, then if you're going to sell Andy Cole, cool, that's fine. But yeah,
it wasn't fine. It wasn't fine.
No. Yeah, what I'm saying is, do it in the summer. Do it in the summer. But then maybe replace and coming at the same time. You know, but you know what I mean, don't you?
I do know what you mean. I'm pulling your leg, but just don't replace him. So yeah, I think that's probably what I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope one.
And now, who's my favourite player? Bruno's dad. Again, because it's all that, you know, you see him there, and you see him at the grounds, and you see him so supportive. You see Bruno's mum wearing the Newcastle shirt. That I just can't explain how much I love that heart, and I'd support anybody who plays with that much heart.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what it is, right? I mean, it's all about Bruno's dad loves Newcastle as well. Daddy loves Newcastle, man. He really does, and he's a credit to us as well. I thought and hope that day never comes. Eddie Howe leaving to take the England job, just unthinkable. John Gary, absolutely right, mate. That, I tell you what, that'd be the absolute death of us ever happen as well. Go on.
It's not going to happen for a while, but that's all I hope for him. I hope that he never leaves us for any other club.
Absolutely. Just have a look at this one as well. And has there ever been a human Bruno first second name that doesn't get called Bruno? I was Bruno Guimaraes. We need one of our strikers for your sub so you can come in all fired up, absolutely, and ready to go. Bruno and happy to come as well. Sorry about that. Yeah, so with Brighton, I mean, like, you know, like we're coming to Brighton in a bit, but up front, Isak or Wilson?
Isak. But
He needs to
see,
start.
None of these things are easy, because I think you look at Callum has somehow changed as well. And I feel like he's stronger. You know, he used to be made of glass and now he isn't. I saw him take a hit at the weekend and I thought, well, that's it, he's going to go off, but he didn't. And that seemed, he somehow got more strength. I don't know whether it's his training or his nutrition or whatever, or just his mindset. He is physically stronger than he was. So I think Isak is an amazing, incredible talent, and you know where he's going to take us in the coming years. So these are really hard choices for me. I can see improvement in Callum Wilson. He seems to be on a roll. I think he's playing, you know, stronger because of the competition from Isak.
Great.
But wow, what's Isak going to do?
Yeah, exactly. Other than both great strikers anyway. I mean, Callum Wilson, I mean, not as injured as much now, which is great. Gets knocked down, gets back up straight away. Isak, that guy's got skills in his feet. He's like a Thierry Henry sort of thing. Not along those lines yet, but at the end of the day, you never know. That guy is destined to the very, very top of his game. So big up to both for our strikers, by the way. If you could play a full strength squad next season, would you rather be in the Champions League or the Premier League? Both. Have to. Because Premier League, Champions League, you're going to have to compete. The Premier League, you're going to have to compete as well if you want to get top four again or challenge for a title as well. And Jules, well, we got a slow down burn. Left back, that fattens me a little bit. Koff says, hi to Rock the Toon. I've got your message, mate. I do apologise. I've just seen that. I do apologise, but I'll definitely get you back on sometime next week, my guy. But I hope you're okay. We have to keep one clean sheet in the last 15 games. That's not good enough. One clean sheet in the last 15 games. That's got me a worry, though, Louise.
It has. I think the World Cup really disrupted us. You know, I think we were on such a trajectory, and there's never been a World Cup in the middle of a season like that before. And I don't think we've recovered from it. So I'm looking forward to a season without such an interruption in the middle. Somebody just talked about Dan Burn there, and obviously we got. He was like me, an exile in Sussex, because we got him from Brighton. So it'd be quite interesting to see that dynamic maybe Thursday. But I'm awfully glad he came back home. Really glad he came back home. He's not the greatest player. He'd probably tell you that himself. But he has done his work rate, and I think when he tries to emulate some of the skills of the others on the field, that's when he tends to fall down. If he can just be, just the force that he is, and not try to be too skillful, I think he's better. I love him to bits. Would hate to lose him. I think he should always stay within the club, and I know that he's part of this leadership team that they've got where they get together and have chats and things. I very much would like to see him keep in a role like that. I think the way that he educates the players about what it means to play for Newcastle and stuff like that, I think has been outstanding, and his commitment is outstanding.
Yeah, I have to agree. I can't really add anything to that, Louise. You're absolutely right. So spot on. Our defence has been a bit like second-hand heating system recently. A tad leaky. Hope that's not the case on Thursday afternoon. Neil Foxy, South American expert Tino O'Day, and I'm nervous about Brighton. That's from Peter. Hi to Peter. Hope you're okay. And it's going to be a tough game, but I think you can just about overcome it as well if we play and defend it properly.
Yeah, I think it will be tough, but we should win it. They haven't got as much to play for as we've got. They hopefully are a little bit tired. We're at home. They're used to crowds of 31,000. They're not used to what we've got, and we should be making it that fortress. If you think about that, how should we shouldn't lose is the answer, but it depends, doesn't it? All depends what happens on the night. And I think if we don't, it's still not a disaster. It won't be great, but it won't be a disaster. So it's up to the fans to really get behind the team, I think, and really show confidence and not show the nerves. I think that the fans have been shown as much nerves or more so than the players.
Yep, absolutely. All we've got to do is just play our game, defend properly, score goals, and we will win the game. So long there's a project here, Eddie will stay. It's not in his nature to jump from a ship that sails the higher seas. I have to agree, man. He's a loyal manager and he loves Newcastle United. I mean, I'd love to get Eddie Howe on my channel one day. That's a long shot, but you never know. What's in the sense? I am Jan later. I'm sure. Isak, Sutton Wilson or both impacts our person from the front. I have to agree. And big up to 10. Thoughts on Isak on the left wing. I just think he's been enormous when he's on the left side. Against Arsenal Leeds, need him as a starting centre forward or second striker for me. Those two, I don't really like him on the wing unless he can do it, but I like him up front. I like him up front when he does some damage. He's like, we bought him a centre forward and he should play like a centre forward. But again, Eddie knows best. And I think not being in the relegation battles has done wonders to Callum Wilson's health. Okay, yeah. It does, absolutely. It's done wonders for us. And Leslie's also said about Terry Hibbert as well. And this is what I like about Stu. John, my guy, I hope you're okay, matey. And good for you. I hope you're fine too. Intern AC Milan should be a crack and a niece. Yeah, all it is, right? I mean, I was going to say as well, Sven Botman. I mean, when he first came, I thought he's fantastic. One or two dodgy moments from him of late, but I truly believe this guy is going to be destined for the very top. I think this defender is a fantastic defender.
Yeah, I think that's true, but there have been some wobbles, and I'm sure that Eddie will have got under the skin of that to find out why. Is it fatigue? Is it actually on the brink of greatness? So there's a bit of nerves, don't know. I can see somebody asking if we should start Target, and I say no. Let's stick with what we've got, stick with what we know. It is working, although it's been a little bit leaky of late. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I like Dan Burn, but he needs to defend properly. Target, I don't think he'll be in the summer to be definitely the left back for me. Go out there and get Theo Fernandez. Slap the 67 million quid on this guy to Milan. Every player has a price. Every player has a price. Slap it down there. Milan will sell. Eddie Howe's records under the lights since Sanvers, 9 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses. Hopefully, we can add to the 9 wins on Thursday. What a fantastic record under the lights.
Yeah, and the way that he's done it as well, he's such a student of the game. He really, really thinks about it. The way that he's working, he'll analyze things and he studies it. Obviously, everybody knows the things that he did before he came to us. In the way that he earns his money, he's not. We're not just flashing the cash. He's earning his money in his strategy. One of the best strategists I've ever seen in any walk of life.
Agree there. Totally agree, man. Like I said, I mean, what can I say, man? But needs to be done. Eddie Howe's been brilliant, you know what I mean? And we don't want to jinx it, but we're going to go out and win on Thursday night, and we will. Can't see Liverpool dropping any points. We need 6 points in the next 2 games. I have to agree, mate. I have to agree. Again, they actually just push Leicester aside. Great show. Mustache play 5 aside. You take care, Dunno. Good luck and hope you win tonight. And go on for intense chatting to Lottie as well. I want to talk about Eddie Howe. I mean, look, when he first came, right? He came, as manager. Was he your first choice? Always prepared to give him a chance?
No. He knows for myself. I didn't really know much about him. I knew he'd had Bournemouth relegated. I kind of thought it was probably the best we could do at the time, and that things would change in for the next season. I very quickly changed my mind on that. I think one of the defining moments for me was seeing Trips on his crutches going to an away game because he wanted to lead the team. That for me is when I thought, okay, I'm just totally behind the way this guy is leading and the way that he's encouraging Trips to lead. That was it for me. That was a defining moment.
And the thing is as well, I mean, he's come in and, I didn't know what to expect from Eddie at all whatsoever. But I tell you what he's done, I mean, I'm amazed. No other clubs has been after him as well, but he has done a fantastic job. He really, really has. And long may it continue from Eddie because he is only 45 years of old. And I think he's going to be really, really destined to the very, very top there. So, yeah, I mean, look. I was just going to say the other thing that you need to talk about there, though, if we're going to talk about Eddie, then we have to talk about Jason because they come as a pair, and they are so yin and yang, aren't they? The passion, the raw passion that you see from Jason and the considered Eddie. I think. So my brother's just sent me a message there that says how oot. He sends me that every week. No. Definitely not. My brother's listening, and so his message, how oot? No, definitely not in a million years. Absolutely.
Any manager was an upgrade from Steve. Yes.
Steve Bruce.
Fair comment.
The moment he came through the door, right? I'm not gonna lie. The moment he came through the door, I thought to myself, bloody hell, this club's gonna be the death of us. You know what I mean? Actually, again. But at the end of the day, right? I have my mates at work. I said, yeah, but John, but he's got you to top 12, 13 finishes, man. Keep him. He's doing a fantastic job. What do you expect? I said, I want the club to be sold. I want a proper manager come in. I want to be challenging for Europe and challenging for the top 4, yeah?
But one of the things to me is the difference between Steve Bruce and Eddie Howe is the work ethic. So you see Eddie arriving at the club 6, 7 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
It's about the effort that people put in, and the effort that Eddie's putting in is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Absolutely. We've got another 15 minutes to go, and you're going to fly for this as well. And we talked about Bruno. We talked about what we're going to talk about as well as we talked a bit about Brighton as well. And what can I say, man? It's just Moise Caicedo as well. We haven't mentioned about Caicedo as well. That guy in the midfield is another player that I love to buy. That guy, for me, one of the best midfielders in the country.
I think we've done enough buying from Brighton recently. I'll just settle with Dan. Thank you very much. I'd mentioned Purvis. If we're talking about who their star players are and who we need to watch, Purvis definitely is. I think one we need to keep an eye on. Look at Mitoma. Wow, what they paid for Mitoma is nearly as good as some of the buys we made. So they have, they're not fools. They've got a good, strong team. 0-0 last time we played.
Yeah.
It was and when we got the win when they played us at home.
Yeah.
Last season, the last 2 matches, but it's been really even. I think we've won 10 of the last games, and they've won 12 actually. So. Yeah, not going to be easy. We need the support of the fans, but it's not such a huge game that the world's going to end if we don't win it. I think that there is. I saw somebody say, "Well, we need 2 wins." I've seen a school of thought that says we might just need a win and a draw might be sufficient. But even I desperately want Champions League. If we don't get it this season,
we all do, Louise. We all do.
We do, but I don't think it's the end of the world if we don't get it this season. We'll get it. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've got one here for Jules. Well, not a question, but big well done to you. What a great debut. That is from Jules as well.
Very kind.
And got one from Gary D. Luton against Sunderland, 8 o'clock tonight. And would you like to see Sunderland promoted? Would you like to see Sunderland promoted to the Prem?
In order to get the derby, yes. In order to get the derby, yes. I know other people have said that they don't need another derby ever, but you know, so that's that. Okay, that's one of my great games, New Year's Day. Not the second New Year's Day, but the first New Year's Day. That was an incredible win. You know, we'll sing forevermore because of that New Year's Day. So yeah, I would quite like to do that again.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Steve Bruce have over ethic. I barely saw a team when Bruce was in charge. I tell you what, work ethic. Wow. That is a big statement. Big statement. Not for me. And Alan said, I wonder why Spurs hasn't gone for Bruce as their manager. Good family, man, no? Lovely guest, John. Well done, Louise. That's another one from Andrew as well. Thank you so much, Andrew, for making Louise happy as well. Son-in-law Bora don't get promoted. Can Casido's attitude be a problem? Listen, I don't care what his attitude is like. I want him here. I want him here. Do the job. Simple as that.
If Eddie chooses him, then Eddie will sort out the attitude.
Correct. Absolutely. We don't have bad attitudes here at all. Great guest, John. Louise has been excellent. Thank you, Mason. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you.
My big worry is that the Serbian is a very intelligent coach. He will know what, like when Duncan Covers starts rolling their feet over the bar and passing between each other, our home fans will be groaning. That's from Betty.
That's what we need not to do. We need not to do it, because if we start to wobble as fans, we could affect the team. The team really love the fact that we're crazy for them, and I think that if we can get back to how it was at the beginning of the season, where we couldn't believe our luck, we couldn't believe what was happening, we felt like we were going to take over the world because things had changed. We need that. That's what I'm asking for. We need that back on Thursday, to go in there as confident fans, confident that we're going to get the win, and that will translate onto the pitch, I'm sure.
100%, 100%. And the thing is, right, we're at home. We've got the 12th man in under the lights. All we got to do your game, and that's it. 3 things: defend properly, beat the press, score goals. End of story. 45 people watching, guys. Please smash that likes, please, people. You've been absolutely excellent tonight, and and I welcome every one of you. Thank you. And Stevens, well, none of us expected to be where we are this season. Most people expected 7 at best.
Yeah, we're going to do better than that.
Definitely.
But it's the start. It's not the end, and that's what we need to bear in mind.
Exactly. And we have to remember, Brighton need to win this game too for their own European qualification. So be patient and plan for Gordon, Willock, Murphy, and Isak to hit them hard on the counter. Anthony Gordon, are you a fan of Anthony Gordon?
Not especially as yet, but again, he had a bit of a dodgy attitude when he was at Everton. I think I've not seen that since he's been with us, apart from when he had that strop when he was substituted. But that there's a bit of youth there, and a bit of a bit of passion. He didn't want to be substituted, so Eddie sorted that out. I thought he was better when he was on at the weekend. Don't know yet. Too early to tell. Yeah.
You know what, though, Anthony Gordon, right? I mean, people say, I don't think he's been treated right at Everton, right? I mean, no one didn't sort out his attitude, sort out the way, like, they didn't help him a lot at all whatsoever, yeah? But when it comes to Newcastle, Eddie Howe is a fantastic manager, right? Brilliant manager. And he will turn Anthony Gordon into a man, yeah? A proper person. And he will do that, What he did at Brentford, right, was totally unacceptable, right? People saying that, he's been a bit stroppy. People on social media have come out and said that, no, he didn't. He showed passion. For what I've seen, he did throw strop, in my opinion. But Eddie Howe must have spoken to him and say, look, we're not going to have this attitude at a football club, yeah? And I'm sure that Anthony Gordon will have been taught that, and he will learn from it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I absolutely believe that you will. And another one that you say, Willock came out and said this week or last week that he came from Arsenal as a boy and now he's a man, and that's just emerged in the last season. Another one of Eddie's. I mean, he did well for us actually when he came. We wouldn't have survived without him, I don't think. But his change, his growth in just the last few matches has been awesome, amazing to see.
110%, 110%. And, we got a good team spirit at the football club. Long may it continues. LOUISE'S has some attitude. Very humble kid from Santo Domingo. Absolutely foxy. He's going to be a cracking player. Whoever he goes to, I hope it's us. We need to overturn that 6 in a row, John. You know what? One day we'll beat Sunderland, and I'm going to be so over the moon. Real talk.
We will.
We will. Brian, it's 7:20, my guy. You're late again. I'm going to give him a disciplinary very, very soon. Brian, I'm going to give you a disciplinary. You get back a conversation, my guy. It's 6:30. Bless him. You got to bless him, haven't you? But Brian's a good guy. I mean, he sticks us quite a bit as well. Lottie on the 10, to be fair. He ain't as bad as Spurs, so that's a bad comparison. Definitely do. Trippier has had a stinky few weeks, and that is for sure. We want the best Kieran Trippier back very, very soon. Got one here from Benny. Under the lights, 12th man on all this, but if we press them high, we will get beat. The games Brighton versus Everton and Brighton versus Arsenal set clear samples for us. In Eddie Howe we trust. I got one from Peter G. I'm gonna call him Peter G. All right, which is I'll show you what mind that. Important not listen to the media BS about us slipping up. What's always going to happen after Liverpool's win? What's important is in our hands. Win our home games, we get Champions League. Peter is absolutely right. He's so correct. Yeah. So correct. So correct. Because the thing is, right, all the media wants us to fail, right? They do not want us upsetting the big six, right? That's being said. It's being said all the time, yeah? They don't want us upsetting the big six, yeah? But you know what? We've rattled one or two big clubs. Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool at the minute. Mind you, at the minute, yeah? Let's be real, right? We're third for a reason because we are playing great football under Eddie Howe.
And so we need not to let that media BS get in our brains as fans. And exactly. I think maybe it had got into the team's ear. They're all on socials. You see them. Maybe it did a bit. I think that's what needs to get sorted out and will. On Trips hasn't been himself, I don't think, since the World Cup. He's not been quite right. And I think it is getting, and that's when I ask, is it a lack of confidence? Has he lost confidence in some way? Is it just, what happened on the World Cup? I don't know. But he hasn't quite been himself. Is he just knackered because he's put heart and soul into it? Don't know.
I think he wants to make our team absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? Look, I love Kieran Trippier and he's been fantastic all the time. But I think he's a bit leggy. And not only that, I mean, I hope Mitoma, has a bad night against Kieran Trippier. I really, really do. But you have to wait and see what happens. But you're quite right. He hasn't really been the same. But hopefully next season, he'd be the real Kieran Trippier that we loved seen before.
Yeah, what happened? What happened at the World Cup that got in his head, or that changed things, or just broke the momentum? I don't know. But I'm really interested to see, how he overcomes that. And I don't want anybody in Brighton to have a good game. A bad game. I want us to have a good game. I want us to be able to beat them, and I know we can in our own right. I don't want to rely on them failing. I want us to succeed.
Yeah,
we will.
We're going to get a great performance of Kieran Trippier on Thursday, and captain's performance. I would have given him an 10 play ratings.
Okay, so I just need to come back on Football TV, who said Newcastle would be nowhere without the Saudis. It's a money club. I think that's a joke, right? It must be a joke.
Gotta be. And you know what it is? So I don't know who you support, but I tell you something now, right? I mean, it could be a top 6 club. But one thing I'm going to say, right? Look where we were 15 years ago under Mike Ashley, yeah? We had no ambition under Mike Ashley, right? He wouldn't let us challenge for trophies. He wouldn't let us challenge for the top 6, right? Always happy with 17th position every single season. 2 relegations, 2 near misses, right? He doesn't care about our football club. He changed the club to Sports Select Arena, right? Appointed awful managers, right? Like McLaren, yeah? Steve Bruce, yeah? Let's be real, right? Joking here. No, sorry.
Yeah.
If it's a big top 6 club, you are rattled, my guy. You're rattled. Leave it there.
No, actually, I did think you might ask me about the Saudis. You know, like Eddie, I don't profess to know anything about it, except Saudis are in lots of sport. But what I would say is what's different and what enables me as a woman to be able to be supportive is that we've got Amanda and Merdad, the way Merdad supports Amanda. That, for me, should be an example around the world. Every team in the Premiership should be shining their floodlights on the way that Amanda has influenced this club and the passion that she has and the support of her husband standing there, you know, actually behind her as she's leading has been incredible. And, you know, only they say that hate will never drive out hate, only love will do that. And watching her with the women's teams, watching her with the men's teams, you know, when they were walking past her, when they lost in the cup and she was, you know, giving everyone a hug and a word, they care so much about this club. Merdad as well, and Ruben. Yeah, it's amazing. And that's why I can square it in my conscience.
Mm-hmm.
She is an absolute shining light, and we should all be grateful, and I'm sure we all are.
150% there. 150%. Well said, Louise. Honestly, man. I mean, she cares for the club. Meredith cares for the club, right? We want to take our club forward. Do you know what I mean? But they know the top 6, most top 6 are clearly rattled. But we're on the up. Someone's on the down. Tottenham's one of them. They say, go through these comments as well. They say we're the underdogs. Let's show them that Newcastle is the new top 6. That's important. Pick up the Colton. I think Gordon needs his pieces, and Eddie would nearly prefer to give Anderson a chance as understand system better. And,
there's too many of them to choose from, which is a lovely position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree. And our now history, especially 95-6, is Scotland 12-point lead for the title. And jealousy gets you nowhere. That's important. Wow. What do you commentators knew? Name 10 players. Need to rephrase that question again, I think. What do you commentators know? Name 10 players. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. I know. We'll let you off, Brian. You're a regular. Thank you, Leslie. Hope you well. Hi to Colin. Hope you're okay. And I'm from Brighton. To keep us as a small game changed a lot under the survey. It's absolutely shy for Sunderland and Blackburn. He is a bench warmer for Brighton under Houghton. And I've got one for 10. Big up to 10. We should be playing wherever Hotmans, but yeah, we should qualify for Champions League. We are Newcastle, their players. That's once it's so. I've got Maxim Post last 3 games. So we're the lads. Big up for 10. And 100%. Cole called you last. Bless him.
That's fine by me. That's fine by me.
Bless him. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. It's absolutely fine, Tom. Big up to you, Tom, anyway. I hope you're okay, my guy. I need to concentrate on our own games. Don't focus on anyone else. Like we have all season. Come on, Toon Army. Let's get it done. Looking forward to Thursday, but nervous, asked from Tom. I honestly think Trips is just knackered. I've said that myself. And set pieces are awful. Need a set piece coach or two in the summer. Our set pieces has not been great, hasn't it?
Not recently, but you know, Kieran Trippier over the wall. It was. So something has just gone off a little bit. Maybe it's because it was so amazing at first, and some of the set plays became so easy to defend because they were routine. So I have seen some new ones. Maybe we just need a few more.
Yeah, absolutely. If we could just get our set pieces right, then we'll be all right. We'll be absolutely fine. And it is what it is. But if we can get that sorted out, that'd be brilliant. That, you know what I mean? We've got Kieran can take free kicks, great free kicks. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Bruno can as well, but we haven't seen him yet. So we'll see. And thank you, Mason. Thank you, Tom. Most players in the Prem have dropped off since the World Cup. One problem is clear. Longstaff is out, and we had to change the midfield, which has broken up the left. Best part of our attack, Joe, that's from Benny. I can see it. Zachary's confounding, and I think he's correct as well. And it's impossible to be a money club because of FFP nowadays. That's from Tom. And we haven't even started to spend money yet. Big man, Eddie Howe, took us from 19th to 3rd in a year. Yeah, thank you. And come more. We've been looking for also top 6 of last season and playing each other on us as minutes. Chelsea still has got to play Man City, Man U, and Newcastle. Aston Stephen. And Lottie from Louise, do not give it airtime. You know as a Toon how well you have done the season. It's an incredible how far you have come in one season. Even the women's are doing great. And she is the expert of women's Super League football.
No, absolutely, absolutely they are. And being allowed back in the stadium, and that makes it much more, not back in the stadium, but being invited into the stadium to play. And that means that there are people in Newcastle, right, who could never afford to go to a men's match, just could never afford it. And it makes it affordable so they can go and experience it. Maybe not playing to the same standard as the men yet, but that will come. But just making the club for everybody. So, yeah, really important.
Absolutely.
Special.
Yeah, sure. We give another 10 more minutes before we wrap up the show. Is that right? Another 10 more minutes? Is that okay? Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Cool, that's fine. Because it's been a fantastic show tonight, and not doing an hour, but because you're so interesting, you're so good, we kind of let you go. Question for John and everyone: who would you take from Brighton to play for Newcastle United? Master Casido, top of the list. Mitoma, he's there as well. Yeah. Evan Ferguson, I take 100%. Well, look around as well. Maybe one or two more, perhaps. Well, who would you take for Brighton to play for Newcastle United?
Maybe Steele as the understudy for Pope.
Yeah.
Maybe. About McAllister. McAllister hasn't even been mentioned.
Yes. He'd be off to Liverpool in the summer. He'd be out in the summer. He'd be gone in the summer. 100%. Yeah, I love to see Declan Rice. Yeah. Would you say Mitoma?
Yeah, because I was going to say he should maybe be a bargain. He was a bargain when they bought him, so maybe.
Fair enough.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it all depends how they'd fit into the team, who else is coming, and all of that is being played out. I have no doubt. Real proper strategy, not just splashing the cash, but real proper strategy is not just how they complement each other as players, but how their attitude is for the game as well, how they approach it. I think all of that is being. I don't think there'd be anyone who is too much of a star in their attitude. They might be a star in their play, but not in their attitude. So I don't know how it'll be, but I'm dying to find out.
100%. That's another name, Alexis McAllister. I'll take him all day long. My God, what a player he is. Beautiful player. If you get free kicks out of the area, you need to let Isa have a go at a couple. He can score free kicks. Yeah, he can, Ashley. Hi to Neil. Big up to Neil. Hope you're okay, my guy. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And give him a chance, Clunland. Hey ho. That's a football TV. A home forward takes to the Champions League. That's some stew. And that's fine. I've got one from R5B. Big up to you, Old Sport. To you. I hope you're okay, mate. I hope you're having a good day. And
so, question, if I may, for you, John, who do you think should take the penalties if we get one on Thursday? Because Isaac,
100%.
Not Wilson, because Wilson's on such a run of them. I mean, his bottle for that second one on Saturday was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Callum was fantastic. The one of them, bottom corner, the other one smack down the middle. But I'll tell you something. I mean, for me personally, if they're both on the pitch, give it to Callum Wilson. And if Isak's on the pitch on his own, get a penalty, give it to Isak, because they can both take penalties. He took one for Sociedad as well, and he was absolutely fantastic. What a penalty taker he is, you know what I mean? Does normally miss. He sends keepers a long way, by the way. But for me, who would you take? You take Wilson, right?
Yeah, because he's on a roll. But then if he breaks the roll and then we move to Isak, is that going to damage his confidence then? I don't know. Yeah, I'll do what Eddie says.
Absolutely.
Whatever Eddie says, but they're really interesting things to think about. And what's in Eddie's head now? What's Eddie thinking tonight? Because he will be thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what it is, right? I mean, you get paid to make decisions, bottom line, but I'm sure Callum Wilson's is the first choice penalty taker on that pitch. So I believe in Callum. And all our shows are fantastic. Thank you, Gary D. I appreciate that. Share the love, man. I take the entire Brighton team as a backup for and for Scott. That's a good shout. The question for me and Lou, assuming Longstaff is out, what would your formation and team for Thursday night? For me, it's still play 4-3-3 no matter what. So Longstaff is out, then I presume Joe Linton will be back in midfield with Bruno and Joe Willock. That means the left side is going to be free. I've got a feeling that Anthony Gordon or ASM could be in the team. For me, I think he'd probably play Gordon over ASM because I just don't know of ASM. I really don't, because Eddie just doesn't rate him. I don't know what you think, Luke.
So I would go ASM. I think Gordon needs that pre-season. I think he really does. So I would go ASM. I think what you used to see with ASM was amazing skills.
Yes.
But then it's like he didn't know what to do with them. He has these amazing skills, but then there was no finish. I've seen an improvement on that as well. So I would play ASM. I would.
100%. Cool. Agreed. That's a lot. Not even West Ham or Tottenham used the main stadiums. Still sticking to my guns and saying 2 seasons from the end of this one, you will have top flight football in the WSL Lottie. If you come up, I'll be coming up as well. We've got to see you as well. And she is an asset from the channel as well for the prediction show. One of the most refreshing things about the season is social media content. Under Ashley, there is nothing. Love the training feeds. Player chats and press conference are not about dusting. That's Chloe. That's a fantastic comment. Thank you. For me, I agree with Louis about signing Still. I listened to a video with Still, and off the top of my head, he lives in Brighton on his own, and his family still lives at the northeast. That's amazing. Nicholas, Nick, I hope you're okay, mate. Warphouse will be available. A set piece will make the team even more dangerous. That's a Nicky B. Hi to Cenk, I hope you're okay. He's after pens. Wilson should be taking pens. As for me, let's agree. The other night, Wilson deserves man of the match against Leeds just for that second penalty. He was my man of the match in the player ratings as well. I think without his scores, he would have lost that game. Wilson must be furious every time I'm happy because he's a sub. No one would have done that to Super Michael Shearer. Do you know what? Erling Haaland even gets subbed as well, scoring twice.
Yeah, but you can feel it that there is a hat trick there for Callum, and I absolutely thought that as he went off. That's his chance gone. When we were coming back into it at the time, he could have got one, I think. So I'd like to see him play. I'd like to see him stay on and try. If he's got 2, I'd really like to see him try and get 3.
Absolutely. You know what it is, right? I mean, I have to agree with you, man, 100%. But we're going to have to see what happens on that one as well. But all has been fantastic. Tactic course for Isak, Murphy, Willock and Gordon on the break, in my opinion. Harsh on Wilson and Miggy, but they are great off the bench. Love ASM, but this game will be about discipline for me, which he lacks. That's from Benny. Thank you, Benny.
Can you have discipline and flair? And I think we've got more discipline than we had from him. But if you get all of the discipline, will you kill some of the flair? So for me, I'd play him with a good talking to first.
Absolutely. Totally agree there. If Warphouse becomes available in summer, do you think he would make a difference in the team with his set pieces? Set pieces, yes. Or man play. Would you take Warphouse?
It's that fixing them, getting them together as a team. And I don't know enough. I don't know enough about how he would fit with the others. And that for me is what it's all about, making a team, taking all of the individuals and making them into a team. And that's what I think this organisation is doing with Dan, with Eddie, with Amanda and Murdoch. I think they're doing that better than anything I've ever seen elsewhere even. So in Eddie we trust. With them, it's awesome what they're doing.
Exactly. And Alan back us up. We have songs of everyone back in the day, and Lottie also know about that Eddie Howe was the king. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Off the permanently we go. So the Super Jordans, Eddie's our king. Yes, absolutely. And on that,
but for me, I still have to stop myself because in my day Keegan was our king, and so I still, if I'm not concentrating, there's a chance that Keegan could be our king again, which of course he always will be. It was nice to see him this week, in the celebration of the entertainers.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you're absolutely right again, sort of thing. Like, but I mean, this team now, I think slightly better than the ones back in the Entertainers Day.
Oh, definitely,
without a
definitely,
doubt, because
definitely. In terms
of discipline as well, defending properly, and
fitness,
yeah,
fitness, talent. You know, everything is nutrition, all of that sort of stuff is different. So yeah, just reading some of the yeah, I think the Entertainers would say that they couldn't hold a candle to today's team, but in their day they were special.
Absolutely, I totally agree there. But we have some great teams over the years, and I was just so entertaining as well. Lottie, take care, love. I'll see you tomorrow for the prediction show, and here at Super Mac John Jinky Jim as well. Right, we're going to wrap up the show there because we've gone through. Oh, and by the way, give us your score prediction for Saturday, for Thursday night, please, Louise.
For Thursday night,
yeah,
3-1 us.
3-1 Newcastle.
Yeah,
cool stuff. That's brilliant stuff. I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle. We get a late goal, and we're going to be getting a lucky. Well, I wouldn't say lucky goal, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle. We're going to score late on as well. Hopefully from Callum Wilson in the end, and got some few more comments as well. Congratulations, well done to our chairman, His Excellency Yasser Rumian. Miles better than that, Ashley Stooge. Thank you, Stu. 3 to Newcastle. Great show. Thank you, Clone. Thank you, Mason. Thank you, Colton 3-0. Wednesday Penman, thank you. And Botman 90th minute winner. Hey,
that's a bit optimistic, but hey, we'll take it. They make a film out of that one.
I'd take it all day long. I love coffee. 2-0. Gordon and Wilson take a 1-0 with a ball bounce off Botman's. Oh, I like that. We're due for a clean sheet. I don't think we get a clean sheet tomorrow, so I'm going for 2-1. We've got Jacob Murphy on the wing. The tune to Terry Hibbett. Yes. Going back into the day. Thank you, Les. Thank you, Alan.
Do you know it? Terry Hibbett on the wing.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
you have to go back a while to know that one.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ben. And bye, Tyler Coffee. Bye to Ben. Thank you to Jules and Les as well. Right, we're going to wrap up the show because we've gone over time, and it's been fantastic. Louise, where can we find you on your socials, please?
You can find me on LinkedIn, which is where I usually am professionally, and you find me on Twitter. Be nice, be kind, please. But I've really enjoyed it. Hope others have too, and I just now cannot wait for Thursday night. How are the lads?
Don't go there yet. I'll move you quickly backstage as well after the show. Great show, John. We'll try to be on time for the next one. Goodbye, everyone. Tom, thank you very much indeed. Don't be like Brian. Brian's a good guy. You know, he'll be on time as well, for be sure as well. Let's get John to 5K so June. And now I've got, if I'm allowed to say it on live, 4,950. I need another 62. So 62 more people. Help us out, please. Share your socials, people. You know how much I love you are. Thanks, everyone. Please hit the likes. Thank you very much. That's on the way out as well. Please smash those likes. Please. And did you enjoy coming on my show? Lou?
Yeah, I did. Loved it. Thank you. I hope I didn't let you down.
You know what? You haven't at all. You know what? I always wanted to get you on, Lou, because, you speak a lot of sense, and I've got to get you on, and I'm glad you did. Joe Willock, love it. And we better do it next time for the next show. But thank you very much to you chatters. And guys, if you like the video, like what you see, please make sure you like and subscribe. Super chats through the thanks option, and if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. So thank you very much. Got Isla Coffee as well. 8:62 on the summer's afternoon. Bleed and racist. Thank you, Coffee. And thanks so much, and you chatters. Thanks so much. I'll see you back tomorrow for the prediction show with Lottie. Thursday, bit of watch along. And thanks so much for watching. Until then, guys, have a fantastic